back to another episode of the Local Swing Podcast, where we put the spotlight on some local entrepreneurs, small business owners. Today, we have the honor of having Jamie Mazuryk from Core Real Estate swinging into the podcast studio here. Also, top 100 agent, Capital Region. I like to throw that in there wherever I can brag about it.
I love it.
Yeah. So,
I want to say top 5%, but it's fine.
top 5%. You got to sway the words how they fit that.
I was number 19, I think, out of 4,400 this year. So I think that's like moves you up a little.
Yeah. I'm no mathematician. I'm decent at math, but that's definitely top 5%.
Yeah.
So, Jamie, where are you from?
Originally, I was born in Pennsylvania, but my family's from Hudson.
Okay.
And my mom grew up in Syracuse. So, Hudson, Columbia County girl, really just went to Ichabod Crane High School.
Okay.
Before that, I went to Binghamton, Maine Endwell. So, just upstate my whole life.
Sure.
Yeah.
And where was your first job?
Oh my gosh. My first job was washing dishes at Winding Brook Country Club.
All right.
And it's actually on the market right now. I have the distinct pleasure to represent the Austins, and it's really, really cool to see things come full circle.
Yeah.
So I started as the dishwasher, then I moved up to the waitress, then I worked banquets, then I became the lifeguard.
Okay.
That was truly amazing.
Yeah.
You'd see golfers crash their golf carts, just because they wanted to see me in my bathing suit. Anyway, I was a looker back then,
Okay.
So that was really fun. I loved the lifeguard. And then it just, I'd pinch hit for a bartender every once in a while when someone wouldn't show up. And now I have the honor of, trying to sell it. And we do have our prospective buyer, so we're excited about that. So hopefully we see that, come full circle. Yeah.
So you clearly weren't designed to go in a place and not move up, right?
Clearly. And it's so funny that you say that, because I dated somebody for years.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I don't think I married him is because he didn't want to move up.
Okay.
And I remember the day when I was I don't understand. Mm-hmm. It was just a really huge pivoting moment in my life that I was wait, what? You just want to stay here?
Yeah.
And I don't know if I was born with that. I don't know if I just had parents that weren't like that. I mean, my parents sold Amway their whole life. My mom did people's makeups and, did their feet and hair and nails. And they were always trying to get further in life all the time. So I just always saw that. And I don't know if I saw that and that's what it came, or I just knew I was meant for greatness.
Yeah.
But my parents always told me that I was. So I always just believed it.
Right.
I
think that for me, when I talk about this with people, is you ever see the movie Bronx Tale?
Yes.
The saddest thing in life is wasted talent. And if you're not constantly trying to use your talent to get somewhere further, I feel you're wasting it.
Absolutely.
So I feel that's there's a lot of life lessons in Bronx Tale if you guys haven't seen that.
Yeah, if you haven't, you're not American.
Yeah,
so
I wasn't going to say it. Thank you. But
I am definitely going to say it.
Yeah.
I am not one to.
That's for me is a fear of not putting my best out there, I guess.
100%.
So
100%.
Now, after the country club, first of all, I'd like to say, speaking of country club, that's where we first met. We were at a golf outing for CM Fox Realty.
Yes.
And we met there.
Yes.
Shout
out to my CM Fox people.
Yeah.
I love you so much.
Chris McCabe, Troy, everybody.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Chris McCabe, Troy Miller, love you guys.
Anytime I get to talk about a golf course,
oh, yeah.
That's my happy place.
Yep.
But
my son is skipping school today with my husband at Shaker, so just in case.
Okay.
Shout out.
And they're playing golf.
They're playing golf.
Whereabouts?
Shaker Ridge. We're members.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, you're members there.
Yep.
Nice.
Mama plays, obviously.
Yeah.
I can't sell a golf course if you don't play golf.
Okay.
I don't think that you'd be a good representative.
Probably
anyway.
Not.
But our whole family plays. Even my 7-year-old. He's going to be 8. He's incredible, both of them, and my 12-year-old has an incredible swing. So
That's awesome.
They're in the drive chip putt.
Awesome.
contest every year. We've signed up every year, and
That's at Shaker Ridge you're talking.
Yeah, well, the drive chip putt is PGA.
It's like a national.
It's a national thing,
Right.
and then you get to go to Augusta if you make it.
That's
so,
sick.
yeah, so we're hoping this is the year, you know?
It's going to be. I can feel
they're
it.
playing at Saratoga.
Do you guys go out as a family foursome?
Oh, absolutely.
That's got to be amazing.
It is so cool to see some of the older members at Shaker Ridge. Like, I don't want to say they have tears in their eyes. I think they go back and they see their family, like, coming up on a golf course. There's something really special about it.
Yeah.
And one of the older members, he came up to us and he, like, stopped us. He, like almost came in front of our cart.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh my! I love seeing that. Who are you guys? What's your name? Who are you?" Like,
Yeah.
and end up just being an awesome man. And we connected, and he's, he owns a bunch of hotels around here, and
Nice.
just a really, really cool dude. And
You got lifelong golf partners.
oh, for sure,
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
your
It's
kids, I
awesome.
mean, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
That's awesome.
And I want, hopefully their wives to want to, play too, or
Yeah.
at least be a little bit athletic.
The golf course is also a great meeting ground for doing any sort of business transactions, right? I mean, just
Absolutely.
networking.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of that going on.
A ton. My husband golfs on a regular. I mean,
Yeah.
he's an excellent, athlete.
Yeah.
And he's I think he's a 5. Sorry, hon.
5.
He's a 5
Okay.
handicap.
Yeah.
It's pretty
I'd
good.
like to
I
get
mean,
to a
I
5
think,
someday.
I think that's pretty good.
It is good.
Yeah, I don't know what I
Absolutely.
am. Sometimes I play a hole, sometimes I don't. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's like whatever.
No, there's a social aspect to it too. Yeah, no,
I'm more
golf
of a
is-
drinker on the course.
Drinking, you the music person?
Yes,
on that?
I'm kind of the music person. If it's like a little bit of a lull, like I need
Yeah, you
to
gotta
like pump
spice
it up a
things
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
No, golf is too hard of a sport to not celebrate a 5 handicap.
Yeah, well, I get really, really angry if
Sure.
I don't play well.
Yeah.
So it's not good. So I have to just sit out a hole or two and collect my thoughts, and then work on my swing, and then the next hole I'll get back out there.
See, I get angry, but I can't take a hole off. I want to play more. That's the addiction of the sport. I
Yes,
think.
it is. I always want to go back, so I
Yeah,
guess
yeah.
that's good.
I actually just joined you on Norman side this year.
Oh,
for the
nice.
first time,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Never been a country club dude. I just always went around playing wherever. But
Yep.
So I'm excited. It's my first season.
That's good.
I'm
That's
looking
awesome.
to get down to a 5. Right. That's that's the goal.
There's
You gotta
always
have goals.
yeah, you got to have goals. That's a huge. I don't think if you can't go anywhere in life if you don't have them.
Right. So what are your goals? What do you got for the next 3 years? What do you think?
So my immediate goal is 60 million this year in gross sales.
Mm-hmm.
It's lofty, man. It's super lofty.
Sure.
It would be a single agent. A lot of other agents, pool their sales with second listings and second people in their list, and that's great. I'm not here to bash anybody.
Right.
But I want to do it as a single agent, and I'm going to. I mean, that's it. Whether it's this year or next year, but this year the goal is, and if I'm pretty close to my halfway mark goal, which would be 30 million.
Okay.
For the first 2 quarters. I have
Right.
a little shy of less than 7 million more to sell before July. So I'm, I feel like I'm going to do it. I wake up every day and look at the affirmations. I have decided to put my family as a priority, which I never did before. So
Yep.
what's happening is my family's a priority and my business is just like kind of following suit.
Yeah.
It was kind of the other way for a very long time.
Sure.
And I wasn't going to games, and I wasn't present, and I was really thinking about everything else, and my phone was ringing off the hook, and
It's not easy.
no, it's not when you have a goal, but you also have created little people in this world that see that they're important too. So
Yes.
I really did have to refocus. I used to be really, really scattered. Like I would be here, but I wouldn't be here. Does that make sense? And people could really feel that.
I've done that.
And
Once or twice.
it's a really hard habit to get out of. But
It is.
When other people see you, a lot of people recently have been like, you're just different. Like something's different about you.
Yeah.
And I love it. I don't hear noise anymore. There's nothing in my brain distracting me.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Is there something that specific that you did? Or
I think I just made a decision
Yeah.
that I wanted a different life.
Yeah.
And I didn't want I didn't want to be defined by other people, and I didn't want to give, I don't know, the last shit of me to my kids and my husband.
Right.
You know, I don't know why it makes me so emotional, but I think that's what happens.
Yeah.
You give everything to everybody else all the time, and then you're like, you just have nothing left.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
I don't know why it gets me so crazy. I think, you know, Joe and I went through a really hard time, you know, like last year. So, and we were like on the verge of divorce, and it was like just a wake up call.
Yeah.
You know, like this is not going to be my life. Like,
Sure.
I don't want a different life, you know, so anyway, sorry about that.
No, that's okay. That's allowed here. That's perfectly
I mean,
fine.
everyone
get it.
knows me. I mean,
Yeah.
if anyone's ever seen me speak, it's like, it always gets emotional for me because I can't believe this is my life,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
I grew up so, like, my mom and dad had, like, houses and cars and all this shit in our refrigerator, and we had nothing. My parents were bankrupt twice.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God, like, I have to make it.
Yeah.
Like, I have to make it. Like, there are no cars and there are no pictures on my fridge because I refuse to do that to a Sub-Zero, by the way. I don't think you need, I can't. Like, the first time I ever bought or saw a Sub-Zero, you can't shit it up with fucking pictures. Like,
Right.
you can't do that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so first of all, I don't have a fridge to put pictures on, but I never want to do that to my family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I do.
and I think my parents weren't doing it on purpose. They just,
Yeah.
I think it boils down to fear. And I can talk about them now because they're passed away, both of them. And I think they would be really proud now of me. But I think growing up, it was just like so focused on money and all that, you know, I struggled really until I was about 30 years old.
Yeah.
I really floated in this life. I had no clue what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I think it's, you know, I went bankrupt in 2006. My parents went bankrupt. It's like, I remember them being at my bankruptcy hearing and, you know, my dad just bawling his eyes out, you know, sins of the parents.
Yeah.
So I really, really, really had to change
Yep.
what was the focus because I don't want my kids
Right.
thinking like money and success and all this bullshit is what it's all about.
Right.
You know? So
Yeah, I remember one of the guys I used to work with at the fire department, he retired, but one thing that stuck with me that he said is like, once you have kids, you're going to be like, how did my parents do it? You know what I mean? Like, you have a lot more greater appreciation. Like, you're just everywhere, not just physically at different ball games and school events and all those things, but like mentally you're somewhere else all the time too. And
always.
that's a big, I mean, I'm sure you set that goal that you need to make some sort of change, and you did. So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, it's still like every day I have to, you know.
Still work at it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the first thing I want to do is get on my phone and make sure everything's good. And,
Right.
you know, I'm a freak, but you know, I have put a ton of people in place in my business. And, you know, I listen to podcasts all the time and,
Yeah.
you know, most of them are very encouraging, but I should not be cooking my own food. I should not be cleaning my own house. I should not be cleaning my car. Like, those things are not producing income for me.
Is that Tim Ferriss? Do you listen to him?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I just none of it.
Yeah.
And it sounds bougie, like, oh, you have a chef. Oh, you have someone to clean your house. Oh, yeah, I do. Because those things take me away from what actually is important, which is being at my kids' game, making money, selling homes, and then being able to be everything for them.
Yeah.
If I'm cleaning a house and being angry about it because it's not something that I'm good at, because, you know, I don't really give a shit about cleaning a toilet.
Right.
That is not what's going to yield me the most productivity for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have someone clean my house. I have someone detail my cars. I have someone open my pool. I have someone cut my grass. And
Yeah.
I get to go sell real estate and make people's dreams come true.
And do what you're best at.
And that's what I'm really good at.
Right.
I'm a dream weaver.
Sure.
That's what I do.
No,
make people's dreams
that was a
come true.
hard little lesson for me too. I'm still trying to go through that. Mm-hmm. You know, I have a real estate portfolio that I manage myself.
Yes.
And I started listening to, his name is Dan Martell. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but he wrote a book, Buy Back Your Time.
Yes.
And where he says is, rich people will spend money to save time.
That's right.
And poor people, or lack of better words,
Yes.
not rich people,
Yep.
will spend time to save money.
You got it.
And I can't get, like, it's hard for me because...
Once you do,
No, I know.
wait.
Oh, I know.
It's gonna just...
It's
gonna... It's just gonna... Boop.
Yeah, because that mental stress that you go through isn't worth the price that you pay to have somebody else do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like...
Okay, so you pay a little extra. Who cares?
Right, but it saved you that aggravation.
You get in a clean car and you get to go to the Norman side and play a round of golf when you would have had to clean your car.
Exactly.
And not been able to go. Why'd
Right.
you spend all the money if you're not going to use it? It's pretty expensive.
Right.
I mean, I know Shaker's not, it's pretty expensive. And then we
Yeah.
have to use another $100 every month.
Right.
So we essentially lose $95 if we don't drink it or eat it.
Right.
So it's like, and that's enough. So if we play another, that's another $6,000, or whatever we usually pay $1,000. Okay, the thing is 90.
Yeah.
But we usually, it's like $1,000 after my kid goes to the snack shack.
Of course.
And does our number.
Yeah.
I think one of our months was like $1,000. It's like enough of the snack shack.
Yeah.
And
And beverage card, I'm
oh
assuming,
my,
too.
a beverage card, of
Yeah.
course.
Wait, what's
I'm
the drink of choice out there?
So mine is tequila. It's like the cleanest. I'm trying really to cut back on the alcohol consumption. So
Yeah.
one tequila, tequila, soda, lime, lemon. It's just clean. It's the cleanest, purest liquor you could have.
Sure.
Vodka, I guess, too, and a 1-iron. I don't know if you know what a 1-iron is, but it's
No, enlighten
vodka,
me.
Fresca, splash of cran, and a lime. It's so good. It's
That's
called a
something
1-iron.
that they make right there for you?
Yes, it's
A
so
1-iron.
good. Yeah, it's a 1-iron.
I haven't had a transfusion yet either.
I don't know what that is.
They're big on the golf course.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
know. I should have, before I said that, should have known what it was.
That's okay. Well, I just try to just have like one or two and be a social. Like it
Yeah.
was getting out of hand for
Sure.
me. So, not that I, had to go into any meetings or anything. I don't think it was that bad, but
Right.
I definitely was, tying it on and
Yeah.
So, and I just lost a bunch of weight and
Yeah.
it's just not worth putting it back on.
It's really easy to do out there.
Oh.
Sunshine and the music's playing.
But then I feel like shit. I'm gonna be 48 in like 3 months. Like 48 is like real fucking close to 50.
It is, but
Holy shit!
you still got a lot of time.
I know, but I'm just like, gosh darn it!
Yeah.
This is not what my body used to do when I was drinking. At
Oh,
a
I
younger
know.
age.
Yeah. I
So.
just turned 40, and the
40.
hangovers hit different.
Oh my god, I'm 8 years older than you.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Well, how old did you think I was?
I didn't know.
Okay.
Probably like maybe 45.
Okay.
Like guys are different. I mean,
All right.
You don't have a lot of wrinkles though,
Yeah.
so that's good.
Like a young 45, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I never can tell age on guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe
Well, we can't ask women their age.
No,
I'm glad you said it.
I am freely going to tell it. Like
Yeah.
I'm super proud of
Sure.
what I look like at 48. I hope I look exactly like. I'm trying to have doctors just like, okay, when I'm 70, I want to look like this, and they're
Sure.
like laugh at me, but
Yeah.
it's.
What are you doing for exercise?
I do weight training, not as much as Eric wants me to at Best Fitness, but I only do weight training, and you only should do weight training and then do cardio. Like every single thing I've researched, you should never ever do cardio as a female past the premenopausal, thing that I'm going through right now.
Okay.
And I was at Orange Theory. No offense to them, but I just blew up like a gosh darn, pig. It was
Yeah.
terrible. It was
Even while staying
huge.
committed to going to the gym.
I was
And being
massive because I
mindful
was
about
just
the- yeah.
doing a weight, doing a cardio, and I just like was just like gaining it.
And you feel like once you just not dumbed it down, but just did weight training.
it's all weight training. And I cheated a little bit. I did go on the shot.
Okay.
I was 180 pounds, and I was like, I just don't feel comfortable in my own skin.
Yeah.
So I found this place called Revive and Bloom, and Maria, she's a PA, and my insurance didn't cover it. I paid out of pocket, and I was down to about 145, and I was really feeling really good. I'm off it now, and I'm maintaining a 150, 155, and that's good for me. And I know
Good.
numbers, some people don't care about numbers, but it matters to me, and I kind of have a little bit of body dysmorphia, probably, definitely, with all social media and like growing up
Sure.
when I did. So I struggle a little bit with it, but I eat really healthy, and I go to the gym when I can. I take really long walks.
Walking.
Walking is like huge.
Yeah.
But I just needed a little help there.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't coming off fast enough for me. So
I kind of love
cheated a little.
how much and I don't know, maybe it's just my social media algorithm of like a lot of people are just talking about walking being like
Yeah, it's
the
great.
super drug.
Well, it's also mental.
Yeah.
Like when you're on a walk, I mean, unless you're on your phone or listening to music, it's just really just your time,
Sure.
So
Yeah.
it really has helped me a lot.
I do go for walks, but I like to do the podcast thing when I'm walking.
I think you should.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you should do something. I mean, you can't do nothing, but
Right. Yeah.
you also have to be safety too, because there's like cars around and stuff.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I always get nervous when my kid takes his bike and like he'll have his phone like blasting on whatever music they're listening to. I'm like, no,
Right.
not anywhere close to like cars.
Yeah. And
So-
then I feel like I used to see the guys running with like the lights and stuff. I used to now I'm the guy that does it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you want to make sure other people can see you.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And, that was back when I used to care about what I looked like and
Uh-huh.
stuff like that. Now, you know what I mean? It's just now it's.
I never knew guys.
More about safety.
I never knew really guys struggle with that. Like,
Well, when you get as old as I am, I'm 40 now. 45.
it's
Yeah,
not
Jamie,
old.
45.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should
No,
have
it's
said
all
you look
good.
like 29.
Yeah, 29 would have been cool.
Yeah, it would have been great.
Yeah. So, before becoming full-fledged real estate, you were a police officer. That's
I
true,
was.
right?
Yes.
Whereabouts now?
So I processed for the State Park Police Academy
Got ya.
in 2007, 2008, and that's when like the world shut down.
Yeah.
I remember I was at a local bar, I think Maggie's or something, and my lieutenant called me and he was like, "Academy's canceled." And so I was like, well, I can't stop this momentum. I was like swimming and running and in the best shape of my life, of course.
Sure.
And so I sent myself through a part-time academy down in Columbia County, Zone 14. Shout out to all the boys that are still on the job. So I sent myself through with Chatham PD. And then through that, I knew I had met Joe, my current husband, because I was married previous.
Okay.
But so Joe and I met, and I was going through academy, and then I was like, it's going to be tough to live in Schenectady County and go to Chatham,
Yeah.
for training.
Right.
So Stillwater PD picked me up, and I worked for Stillwater PD, and that was awesome. So cool. Chief Latham hired me, and then Ray Cordaney took over at Chief there, and now one of the guys from Mechanicville came over, but really great, great experience. And then I worked at Altamont PD for
Okay.
like 7 years.
Yep.
On and off. So sometimes I would change uniforms to my third police department, Schoharie County Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
That's where I like fully kind of like left.
Yeah.
And so I was always a part-time police officer working full-time hours because I just never civil serviced. Between 2007 and the time where I could have taken a civil service exam, I was past my 35th birthday.
Yeah.
So I had worked for Governor Pataki. He did not have the age limit on for police officers.
All right.
But when Spitzer came in and the Democratic Party came in,
Yeah.
they did put the age back on to 35. So
Right.
I was never really given, a fair shake to take a test
Sure.
to get on full time and be anywhere. But I'm super grateful. I was in a car by myself. Everyone always asks,
Yeah.
were you allowed to be in a police officer? Be a cop by yourself? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I was fully trained, and just because you go to a part-time academy doesn't mean you're a part-time cop. You just work part-time hours.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I was the oldest person in academy. Like
Yeah.
I was a 30-year-old.
Yeah.
With all these 20-something-year-old kids.
Yeah. That's
So
crazy.
yeah, so.
This episode of the Local Swing Podcast is brought to you by Better Buddies Sports, which is a fun and social way to partner up, challenge others, and win prizes from local businesses. So if you're a competitive amateur golfer looking to put your skills to the test, go check it out. Better Buddies Sports on Instagram, betterbuddysports.com, and let's get after it. So we were talking about juggling different aspects of not only real estate but life in general, being a mom, being successful. How about juggling between like multiple listings or like different types of listings? I don't know if you have like a single family listing as opposed to another multifamily listing? How do you have to approach those differently?
Yes and no. I mean, people that are buying those, especially if I'm listing them, they just want profit and loss and income and expenses. And,
Right.
if no one's ever sold anything like that before, you want to make, like, my listings are tight. And what I mean by that is when you look in the document section of my listings, you don't see nothing.
Okay.
You see all the things that are required by the MLS, but you also see anything the seller wants us to know. If the seller texts me, I want to know this, I copy and paste it and send it to my sister. She starts what's called like a PDF document, and she'll put like home improvements or profit and loss, any profit and loss statements. Income and expenses is something that any investor wants to see.
Right.
In a multifamily. If I am selling a single family that's always been a rental, it's always good to sell them, but you really don't want to pigeonhole who is going to be buying your house, right? So you can tell them that it's always been a rental, but you're not, somebody can see it as a single family home and just want to buy it as a single family home. So they don't need that information, but it's always good to have it there if they do want it.
Yeah.
Most people won't be selling a single family. Steve Spardella has, I don't know, 150 homes, Steve. They're all single families. He never sells any of them.
Right.
He just rents them out.
I worked with Steve once.
His whole life. So he's awesome. I love that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Like total dream story. If you ever want to have somebody on your podcast,
That's
I think
a good one.
he would be.
That's
would
a
be
great
amazing.
one. Thank you.
Yeah, he's super. I mean, I know how amazing he is through Phil Parisi.
Okay.
Phil Parisi's also another guy. He's like the best loan officer in the fucking world.
Okay.
He found out I was a Division I tennis player at a meeting. And to this day, Chris McCabe takes all of the credit for me and Phil's relationship. But I don't think I would be as smart with financing and money and the process of real estate if I didn't have Phil.
Yeah.
So like, everybody tries to get me as their real estate agent and like wants me to use them as their loan officer.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard when Phil has poured his whole life into me and like family and advice and when it didn't feel good and when it felt good.
Right.
He tells me the truth.
Yeah.
He doesn't like sugarcoat anything. So when someone just wants my business, I feel like, it's like a one night stand.
Right.
Right? They don't really last.
Yeah.
Obviously. That's why they're called a one night stand.
Yep.
Phil has like put in the time.
Yeah.
And really wanted to I don't know, he's just really fucking smart.
Nice.
And he just knows what he's doing. And he knows how to treat people, and I don't think I would be where I am if I didn't have him. So
yeah.
I think like who you surround yourself with, and he's really good friends with Steve Spardella, and he always brings up Steve in conversations that we have. So, those two guys for me are just like things to aspire to.
Nice.
Yeah.
Chris McCabe, the credit taker.
Yeah.
Right?
He is though, because he brought Phil to one of the meetings, and yeah, I mean, obviously I did the rest.
Right, of course.
He is
No, it's
definitely
one of Chris's greatest qualities.
It really is. He really is. He's a good matchmaker.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's something I like to do for my own personal development is like, what quality in somebody else could I take and me be a better person? So if you were going to loan out your best quality for me to be a better everything, what would that quality be?
I have a lot of empathy for people.
Yeah.
And it's not like, oh, I'm telling you these stories to like pat myself on the back. But yesterday I was with a client and I'm struggling to lease out her commercial space. So we were talking about what can we do different? What are the strategies? I spent my time and, obviously met her at Starbucks, and a lot of people think like I'm too busy to do stuff like that, but I'm not. Like that's what I do. Like all the time I meet with clients and try to see what I'm doing wrong or doing different. And I told her if she needed to fire me and hire someone else, and I understand, I'm not getting the job done. We're deciding that we're going to put it on the market. We're going to sell it. So that was a strategy. And I see this old man, at least 90, and with a cane and walking, cutest little mold man I've ever seen in my life. And he, had the cane in, and, and I went and opened both doors for him and waited for him. And I think like empathy is the number one thing. Like, you really have to care about people. And I do. I probably to a fault. Like, all the guys that are on the circle, I give money to every freaking time.
Yeah.
Whatever you can talk about me, you can tell me that I'm a sucker or scammer. But what I always learned was that what I do will be judged, good or bad. What you do with it has nothing to do with me. So for me, it's like, if I know I'm giving it with a happy heart and it's what I want to do, it has no reflection on what you do with the gift I give you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think people are just like, well, they did this and I'm never going to do that again. Well, and you're going to miss out on a lot of blessings.
Right.
So that's number one thing I think I have for people is empathy.
Yeah.
And I just, I love it. And it doesn't make me feel bad if I hear that someone doesn't do right by the gift I give them.
Right.
That's their choice.
My thing for similar to that is, I find myself saying it way more often to the old timers with the military hats on.
Yes.
Making it a point to say thank you for your service.
100%.
Because you see how proud they get when people say it to them.
Yes.
And it's awesome. I love doing that.
And sometimes it does bring up, other things, but you're wearing the hat for a reason and you're very proud of it. So other people should too. I think I think elderly people in general are forgotten.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I buck the age thing so much. It's but then on the other hand, it's I'm going to talk about it, and it's okay to be 48 years old, and I don't feel that I look 48 or am 48. I'm still 47 for a couple more months, but I don't know. I just feel like it's a population that you forget about.
Yeah.
And they're not cool, or they're not they're not relatable.
Right.
And I think it's really sad. I think we can learn a lot, so.
So you were talking earlier about how your sister does a lot of the, documentation.
She
stuff
does
like that.
pretty much everything I ask her to. Yes.
Do you guys ever use AI now for anything?
Oh God, yeah.
ChatGPT.
Oh, absolutely. To write every single one of my.
I'm pretty new to ChatGPT, and it's amazing. I was told by a friend in particular at the firehouse, who's like, dude, you got to start using this AI, and I'm like, nah, it's not for me. I don't get it. I started using ChatGPT, and I just can't believe how amazing it is. So.
Here's the thing with once, I don't know what age it happens, but we start thinking that what we used to do will always be the way it's going to. And sometimes you can see it, when you're not up for change, you're really going to stunt what the blessing is.
Sure.
So if you're not going to get on the AI train, you are not going to make it. Simple as that.
Yeah.
There are things that maybe they'll come and they'll go. AI is not one of them.
Right.
So if you don't embrace it and you don't learn everything there is to know about it to be able to circumvent what it needs to provide you in your business, I think it's gonna be a detriment.
Yeah.
To people that do not like change.
I agree.
And the only way I feel like I have been able to keep on being successful and other agents are not, I just learn whatever it is that I need to learn for what people want, and I'm just in it. I'm 24/7.
Yeah.
Know what my job is.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
But I also have a heart for people too. So
yeah.
You can't just know it, because there's a lot of people that know way more than me.
Yeah.
Smarter than me, and selling 6 families and doing all that, and are commercial real estate agents. I'm a commercial real estate agent, but it's not what I do all the time.
Sure, yeah.
But I think I have it over them tenfold.
Yeah.
Because I care about people.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, AI can't replace that, but there is a space for it.
Sure.
I don't think it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you're a fan of coffee. I saw you brought one.
Oh my gosh, yes.
What's your favorite local spot to get a coffee?
I'm a Stewart's girl.
Okay.
Milk, donuts, egg sandwiches.
Yep.
They have like the Impossible meat now. They have like a supplement for meat.
Yeah.
Like a turkey
Yeah, I know what you mean.
sausage thing.
Yeah.
Love them.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm just a huge fan.
Do you ever use the like the coffee house vibe to like go get some work done kind of thing, or not really?
I mean, Starbucks sometimes, but
Yeah.
it's really super loud in there. I've met a couple people. Like yesterday, I met my friend. That wasn't super busy, but just sometimes if you're not talking and you want to get work done, it's not the place.
You gotta
no.
get those noise cancelers.
Yeah, my kids are in school all day. My house works just fine.
There you go.
Yeah, and I can have no bra on and be in my bathrobe if I need to be. You know what I mean? If I don't
Yeah.
have appointments or something.
Are bras mandatory at Starbucks?
I think so. I mean, if you hang low as me, you definitely need a bra. Are you kidding? I've had freaking 2 kids birth and I have 3 boys. My God. No, the body does not react the same if you don't have one of those.
Got ya. What would the dream property for a dream client be if you could sell or buy with? What client would you want to represent? Famous person, anybody you can think of.
Oh God, I think like who comes to mind is like Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
I think like it would be really cool to like see houses with him and like have him in my car, drive him around like because I do have some older clients that I pick up and I offer to pick them up and clear my schedule for the day just so I don't have to like go to another appointment or something like that. So I think it'd be really cool, especially if it was like one in California, one in Florida, wherever he wanted houses. So I think that would be like
you just
really
have
fun.
him sing everything he wanted.
Exactly, exactly. But I would want to sing with him. Yeah, I would want to sing with him though. For sure.
Yeah.
Like Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett did a duo. I could definitely see that.
That'd be cool.
Frank would rip it up.
Reality TV real estate shows. Do you watch them?
Hell no.
No.
They're so stupid.
They're awful?
Oh my God, they're the dumbest thing I've ever even thought about.
I used to like the Homes on Homes guy there. I thought
Love Homes on Homes.
Yeah.
Love Homes on Homes. I just want to know, is the insurance company paying? Like, Homes on Homes is not paying, unless all the sponsorships, like Home Depots and stuff, are giving him the money to pay for the renovations. But
Good question.
most of the time, the contractors have been hired by the insurance companies, and they fuck it up. That's why he's there.
Right.
So, like, where's the money coming from?
Sure.
So that, I guess, I just want to know.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's great that everyone does it, but there's always some more. He always has to dig down to the foundation and fix it the right way. You can't fix a foundation from the inside.
Right.
That's just a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Band-Aids, sometimes fall off.
That one's more like construction-y, right? So
Definitely.
The ones that are cringy for you are like the buy and sell ones?
Yeah, it's really not realistic. Like, there are so many problems that come up, and they just, to me, the ones I have watched, if I even get time to watch TV, which is not very often, I binge shows. Like last night I was up and like binged my Will Trent, because I am like a huge like cop. Anything with a storyline and a plot and like, I'm like Fire Country. Could love that show.
Yeah.
And then I do the Wednesday night, but I binge them all. Like Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, Chicago PD. Like those are my jams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I can't watch them at the time that they're on.
Yeah.
I'm getting kids to bed or writing contracts, and so I just binge them at night when I'm,
What's
in
your
bed.
biggest real estate pet peeve?
When people say they want to sell real estate and they think it looks so fun because they've always liked houses. It's like a fucking joke. I literally just want to be like, oh my God, you're so dumb.
Yeah.
And that's literally how I feel.
Okay.
Like, no, I mean, I'm not even sugarcoating it. Like when
Right.
someone tells me they've like always like, I got into real estate because I wanted to protect people, because someone literally told me there was a septic system in my front yard and I had given someone $70,000 for engineering plans and the septic, and nothing was in my front yard. So to say I ever thought there was money in real estate is a fucking joke. Second of all, I didn't know anything about houses. I had to learn them all because I got screwed by somebody. So I had to learn about underground drainage. I had to learn about a footing drain. I had to learn about gutters, the most inexpensive thing to put on a house. Why aren't they on every fucking house? I have no idea why gutters aren't on houses. It's like...
It's so true.
So I am a teacher. I am like, when you go with me to a house, I'm always going, this is what you have to do if you buy this house to improve it. So when I go to sell it in 5 to 7 years, it's worth something for you.
Right.
If you keep it the same, it's not going to be worth anything.
Yeah.
So I'm annoying as shit to see a house with.
Yeah.
Because I'm always saying, well, what are you going to do? You got to, all these windows got to go. This roof's got to go. And people are just like, what, you think we're made of millions? I'm like, not tomorrow. I'm just telling you.
Right.
Like, if you want me to resell this and you want to make a profit, you have to actually keep up with the thing that's going to make you money.
Sure.
And unlike a car, because it's completely different than car sales, a car depreciates, a house appreciates.
Right.
That's one of the things that Phil educated me on, is that your house can actually pay you to live in it. Mm-hmm. Your home appreciates 5 to 7% a year. So if you have a negative interest rate if you're paying less than 5 or 7%.
Right.
Your house is paying you to live in it.
Yeah.
So when you think about stuff like that and you teach people that if your house 5 to 7% a year, if you maintain it and you have a 5 to 7% interest rate, you're good.
Right.
You're good. Buy the fucking house.
Playing with
Buy
house
it.
money. See what I did
You
there?
are living, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You're living for even.
Right.
And everyone needs a place to live unless, the street's starting to,
Yeah.
be palpable, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
So I just, like, those are the types of things that are just like, just buy it.
Right.
Just buy it. Like, what are you waiting for?
Yep.
You want to wait for 12? That's fine. I'm probably going to go there.
Time in the market is better than trying to time the market, right? That's a saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And there's like the 5 Ds, and everybody wants me to always repeat it. And I found it yesterday. I probably could look it up on my phone, but it's diamonds, divorce, diapers, death, and diploma.
Got them.
Those are the 5 Ds,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't change. Time always, like, one of those is going to happen
Right.
multiple times in your lifetime.
Sure.
Like, if you go to school, you're going to get a diploma. Basically, that means you're, going up in the world.
Right.
So your salaries change. So that's a reason to buy a house. A divorce, especially a reason. You're not going to live with the person anymore if you're divorcing them.
Yep.
So either one person keeps that house, sells that, and you buy 2 more. That's a reality. I mean,
Yep.
50 to 75% of marriages end in divorce. I mean, it's not 20% anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, so death, death and taxes. It's happening.
Yeah. Yep.
So 4 kids that have their own house, that have their own thing. They're not moving back into the house that their parents passed away from, so they need to sell it.
Right.
There's always these D's, diamonds.
Yeah. Right.
You buy a diamond, you buy a house.
Yeah.
Like you're moving up. It might be after you spend your whole thing on a diamond, but
Right.
I know my diamond's gonna be worth a lot more than a down payment because I'm bougie. But it's part of life. I mean, these things are always constantly gonna happen. So I don't know why you just wouldn't do it.
What is your go-to outfit for a showing?
Oh, like lately, it's like a pair of sneakers, a cute little ankle sock, good. Like, I have these awesome Amazon, like pants. They're not like tight, but they have like a little bit of, it's not a vibe of like MC Hammer, but they're just a little, they're not like super tight.
Got ya.
Right? They're not like spandexy.
I got you.
They feel really good. They're like, you look professional. And then just like a regular shirt, if it's a little cold, it's a long sleeve, and then like a rain jacket or just like a little jacket, because you're going in attics, you're going in basements.
Sure.
Now, showing like my $2 million houses, because I have a couple listed right now. Mm-hmm. I'm in a beautiful pair of shoes, probably the most expensive pair I have. Beautiful pair of slacks, silk shirt. I'm ready to show the house.
Dress for the occasion.
I dress. I don't spend a ton of time on my outfits. If I have something I want to wear, or I see something that's on the floor, is that something? I'll just throw it on, like today. And I was like, all right, I'm wearing those jeans. I'll throw a cute shoe on with it, and I'll throw my leather jacket on.
What music are you listening to on the way to the showing?
I'm a '90s rap girl.
Okay.
I love rap.
All right.
I know, it's just like weird.
No,
You don't look
no,
at me and say she likes rap.
There's not a lot of people that don't love 90s rap.
I know, like, I
They're not
literally
my
just
circle.
go to Apple Music and put 90s and then it says, like, whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, Return of the Mac, like, whatever.
Okay.
I am, like, Cool in the Gang girl, like, just love that, like, smooth but fun and,
Yeah.
you know, just, like, hip-hop.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Yeah. It gives you, I think, a little more confidence when you're listening to stuff like that.
I think so. I mean, I'm a huge Morgan Wallen girl, too. Like, I
Me
can,
too.
you know, chill out with some Morgan, but I gotta be, like, which I don't do, sip on some scotch, which, it's gross. But that's that kind of vibe for me.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
When I'm just
I
like
feel
at
like
the
when
end
the
of the
sun's
day.
out and it's warm and stuff, I'm a country dude. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Then when
Listen to a
it
ton
kind
of
of dies
country.
down a little bit.
Yeah, I listen to a ton of country. I mean, I'm all around. I don't listen to really super heavy metal, but
Yeah.
there are some songs by heavy metal artists that I do like.
Yeah.
Right?
When you get sick of whatever you are listening to, the fallback is always old school rap.
Oh, always.
Yeah.
Always.
It's never going anywhere.
No, never going anywhere. Yeah, like just
The only thing that'll go somewhere is what we really refer to as old school.
right.
Right? Because
Yeah.
people are probably thinking old school means like early Drake. You know, like, no, we're talking about.
No,
We're
please,
we're
you
going
guys know my
back
age, for
further.
God's sakes.
Right.
Early
Yeah.
Drake.
Yeah.
Drake's like new.
Yeah.
And my niece listens to Drake.
Yeah.
She's like not even 18.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What advice would you give to somebody trying to get started in their own thing, whether it's being a real estate agent or just going out on their own and being successful?
You got to go all in. You cannot half-ass anything.
Yeah.
You have to learn everything there is to know about what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And you have to be open for the right advice for the people that are actually doing it. So, on like the whole thing about podcasts and we're listening to them, when you're around somebody who's successful, you're 25% more likely to be successful just hanging out with those people.
Right.
So a lot of people think like, oh, you just want to hang out with people that are, you know, wealthy or whatever. Well, no shit, because that's what I want to be.
Right.
So I don't have a lot of friends that don't make a lot of money. And it's not because I don't want to be around them. It's just I'm flying at a different frequency. So if you want to fly at a different frequency, you need to hang out with people that are flying at the frequency you want to fly at.
I agree.
And I do have friends that have left because my frequency is no longer their frequency, and that's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like, you know, people are just not happy for you, and they gotta go.
Another movie quote, not Bronx Tale, but Rocky. He said that you want to be smart, you hang out with smart friends.
That's right.
You want to be a yo-yo, you hang out with yo-yo friends.
It's always, my mom and dad always said, you are the company you keep.
Sure.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
And I was a Division I tennis player, like you know, and one of my best friends at the time said, "You'll never make a Division I tennis player. Like you're not going to Penn State. Like you're not smart enough." My whole family went to Penn State.
Yeah.
None of my family went to Penn State, but I went Division I, and no one was going to tell me that I wasn't.
Right.
So if you want something bad enough and nobody else believes in it, just do it and find other people that do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I found other people that, which was just my family, that said, go for it. Do whatever you know, if that's in your heart, do it.
Yep.
So I'm not a big believer that you can't do anything you don't put your mind to, even if you don't have any knowledge about it.
Right.
You just got to learn it.
Sure.
You know, and be open to it.
Yeah.
You know, and ask people, and if it just doesn't feel right, and don't take their advice, ask somebody else. I mean,
Yeah.
If you want it bad enough, you'll figure out a way to do it.
Yeah.
There really isn't, like, I don't have excuses. I don't have fear. I saw two parents that had tons of fear, lived in fear their whole life of success.
Yeah.
And I don't have it. I'm
Right.
like bull. Like,
Yeah.
I bulled so hard that I failed so many times before I even thought real estate was even the thing. And even when it started being the thing, I was still a police officer.
Right.
So I thought that was my thing. I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know, it's usually not something that you wake up and are like, this is what I'm... Like, some people have it.
Yeah.
But I floated.
Yeah.
Till I was 30 years old, I had no idea what I was doing. And I was follower. I would go here, over there, and oh, that looked good. And
Right.
I had no idea what my life was going to be or how it was going to turn out.
Yeah.
But I knew that I was definitely meant for greatness.
Yeah.
So I have to do that. Like, I have to be great.
Right.
You know?
So the company that you keep is very important And
sometimes it's just my kids and my husband.
yeah,
Sometimes people just don't fit in my world.
right.
And that's okay.
Yeah, that is okay.
Yeah.
Smaller circle is easier to manage, right? So that's going to wrap things up here today on
Awesome.
our interview with Jamie Mazuryk. Thank you so much for swinging into
Oh
the
my gosh,
podcast
you're
here.
welcome. You're welcome.
And,
It was an honor. I loved it.
enjoy the rest of your real estate journey. I'm sure to be
Thank you.
following you now.
Thank
So,
you.
All right.
Awesome.